Hey, what's up, everybody? And well, it's been weird trying to get this live stream started, so let me make a post really quick because I'm really late. This is the third or fourth live stream that I just started, so I don't know what the heck is going on with YouTube. I don't know if anybody else has these type of problems or if it's just me. I have to assume other people have these issues. You've already got my card. All right, hang on. Hey, what's up, man? Be right back. Okay. Let me make a quick post. Select more photos. Keep your current selection. Yep. That's what it's going to have to be. Alright. Quick picture. And if you guys don't care to hit the thumbs up or down, whatever. Either way. Hey, Nathan has made it. And it's good to see him back. Really good to see him back. Real quick, in the very beginning of this, I wanted to say, if anybody has any experience with these back when they were fresh, during the holidays, because I've talked to, I would say, I don't know, 7 or 8 guys over the, I don't know, probably the past 8 years, who have intentionally brought up what MRE they particularly like to eat during the brown bag era. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be brown bag era. I just like to hear what your holiday selection out of a case of MREs would be if you got to pick your MRE out of there by chance, or if you really traded to get something that had turkey in it. Or in this case, I've got turkey and ham on the table, which are both the meals that I have had guys tell me that they would seek out, or that would remind them of the holidays. So that's why those are on the table right now. It makes the most sense to me as well. I mean, it's kind of obvious. All right, let me make this post real quick. I think I got it now. Select more photos. Yep, got that. And all right. But yeah, so I intended to go live last night, and I slept like all day. So yesterday was Saturday. It must have been like Thursday. I can't remember what day it was. Anyways, I got bit by something, and I've been sick the past couple of days, which I know sounds kind of weird because it is kind of weird. It's been very strange for me. I got bit on the leg by what I can only assume is a spider. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I should ask Shocker about this and show him what's going on, because I have a wound on my leg now that I don't know. It's been extremely painful the past couple of days, and it's got it today. Today it was like the dam broke, and I'm feeling better. Like all around, I feel better. My leg isn't in nowhere near as much pain as I've been in the past couple of days. Yesterday, like, if had I not slept all day yesterday, I probably would have went to the hospital. But I just literally slept. Like, I don't know. Must have been 10, 12 hours straight. And anybody who knows me knows that I never, and I mean never, sleep like that. My typical sleep schedule is like 3 to 4 hours maximum. Like, that's really all I've done over the past 8 years. Is if I get anything over 4 hours, I would have had to have been extremely exhausted. And even then, usually I don't even, it doesn't matter. Like, I still wake up, and I might be able to fall back asleep an hour later for an hour or something, but usually not. it's been, that's just, I guess that's just normal for me now. Which, I mean, I was in a normal schedule like that anyways. I worked 12 hours. Really, I was there 13 or 14 hours. Then I would come home and do whatever. Shower, eat, spend time with my family. And I might get 6 hours of sleep back then. And then I used to work 6 on, 6 off, 6 on, 6 off. And when I did that, the most sleep that I ever got was 4 hours. Because when you're 6 hours off, you had to shower, you had to clean your room up, you had to eat, you had to cook, because we did not have cooks. I worked in the maritime industry, and I worked on boats where I'd be gone for weeks at a time. And yeah, it kind of sucked. But it got my sleep schedule all screwed up. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, because, I mean, I had a pretty normal sleep schedule when I got hurt. And then I had other issues, but I never sleep like that. So that was my whole point, is I never sleep long periods of time like that. So for me to sleep like that means something's wrong. Like, it tells me that there's something wrong. I mean, it was nice to sleep because I didn't have any like weird nightmares or anything wake me up, which also was kind of odd. But yeah, I slept like 10 or 12 hours, and then I woke up and it was like, I don't know. It was too late to do a live stream, really. And I didn't really feel like it. So, and Amber was trying to get me to go to the hospital earlier today, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm feeling better now. Like, I don't really see the point in it. I don't want that huge bill for no reason. So, I guess I'm just going to roll the dice and see what happens. And I didn't get a link. Dang it. Alright, I'm going to have to go get a link. Not that big a deal. I can do this. Start over. X out. Refresh. And my own live stream's not popping up on my feed again. Oh, what do we got here? I'm risking it all. Packy one chip challenge. Don't believe. Huh, Johnny Scoville's got a new video out. Here. If you guys ain't watched him, you should go check him out. I love that guy. He does stuff that most humans just can't do. And he handles it like an absolute boss. I mean, there are a few people out there that can handle spice like him. I mean, literally a few. You could probably count them on your hands. The ones that are known to do it. I've seen a couple of them end up on Hot Ones. And, like Chili Klaus, Chili Klaus, however you pronounce his last name. And, he doesn't hold a candle to these guys. Or to, like Johnny, and there's a lady that's British that does it. I can't remember her name. I never knew her name, I don't think. Well, my live stream's not popping up at all. Cool. Literally had to go to my channel. So, I guess you could safely say that I'm shadow banned. If I'm not showing up on my own feed, even when I clicked over onto where my like channel feed was at, I had to literally go into my channel to find it. Now, I know it might pop up for a few people, but YouTube decided that they were not going to promote anything that I do years ago, but it's progressively gotten worse over the past year and a half. I've stopped using my account to comment on anything because of the, well, it was about 2 weeks in a row. And listen, when I comment on something, it couldn't be more innocent. I comment like as safely as possible. I don't comment like anything, controversial. I don't argue, like, put anything out there that could be argued with. I make simple comments if I use my account to comment. Well, 2 of my comments got flagged for being inappropriate, I think one of them said, and then one of them was like, what are the other ones? I can't remember what the other one said, because it just flashed up on my screen for a second when I opened YouTube. It's like, your comment has been taken down for whatever. We know that you may not have known that the rule, that like these were the rules or something. I'm like, what? They don't even tell you what comment it was. That's what really just burns my butthole. How are you supposed to correct any type of behaviors, quote unquote behavior? Like I said, I don't comment anything out of line. How are you supposed to correct something when you don't even know what it is? Like, it makes no sense. Like, because before that happened, I would use my account to comment on, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos a day, maybe, or something like that. After the first time, I was like, man, because there was like a threat of losing your channel on there, and I was like, no, I ain't all about that. So I pretty much quit commenting on anything. And then about a week later, I get another one of these notifications that must have came from an old comment. It's the only thing I can figure, because I hadn't commented on anything in a long time. Well, at least a week. And that's where, like, the threat of losing my channel was. It's crazy to me that people are so soft that they can't handle words on a screen. And like I said, nothing that I've ever typed on YouTube could be misconstrued as being mean or anything like that. It's just someone has taken it upon themselves to, like, report my comments, but I don't know what comment it was. If I knew what comment it was, it would make maybe more sense. But I'm going to guess that it was probably nothing. And I don't think they care is the problem. Like, you've got people that care about their YouTube channels, they care about their communities, they care about whatever. And then you got people that don't care, or don't even, maybe they don't even understand what's, most of them understand, but they don't care what's type of community you've got or whatever, and they will make people lose their channels over nothing. Except them having some sort of vendetta to just take people out. And then the problem is YouTube doesn't care. YouTube doesn't, like, unless you've got an audience of 1 or 2 million subscribers and like a regular audience that pays attention, who will stand up and fight for you, like, you've got no chance. You've got no chance fighting with YouTube. Like, they're literally a monopoly. They have complete and total control over this type of thing. So I don't know what to do about it, other than what I've done. Just stop commenting. And then again, like I said, I'm pretty well shadow banned. Okay, I think I've done what I needed to do on here. Let's get into this MRE. I don't want to waste a bunch of your guys' time, because it is Sunday. Lint on my shirt or something. It shouldn't have been. It should have been clean. Anyways, let me look at the chat real quick. Hey, Smitty. Hey, Storm Tracker. What's up, Jason? Yeah, I agree. People can be. I mean, I'm sure I can be annoying. I'm not going to act like I can't get on someone's nerves, or maybe someone take something I say the wrong way. Like, I get that happens, and everybody's not everybody's cup of tea. But look, the way I looked at this years ago when I first started doing this is, if you don't like something someone's saying, it's as simple as a click off the freaking video. You don't have to watch it. And that's why I can't understand why YouTube would care if someone is quote unquote offended or whatever about something someone said in a video or especially a comment, like, unless it's something extremely malicious, even then, if you're not threatening someone's life or something crazy, like something really crazy, this is America. You're supposed to be allowed to say pretty much whatever. See, I want people to be able to say the crazy stuff that they want to say. That way I know that they're crazy. That way I can pick those people out from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it a lot easier when there's no restrictions there. When you make everyone start self-censoring and start not saying what they would normally want to say when things were open, then it's harder to pick out like who those those creepy people or the like, the ones that you need to look out for. Hey, Smitty. Did I say Smitty yet? I seen K-Man is here, the creator of MREinfo.com, guys. The great guy. Who else is here? John, what's up? Hey, Dan's here. Strange. I did the same thing on Thursday. Slept for about 12 hours. Yeah, it's just not like me. I mean, yeah, okay, so that was on Saturday, you said? Oh, no, you said Thursday. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to me. Thyroid disease, the holidays, and less sunlight can certainly make sleeping events longer in duration. I wonder if I've got a thyroid problem. I've always wondered if I had something going on with my thyroid or something gland oriented. Might have been a black widow, painful for a couple days. See, okay, do we have black widows around here, Shocker? Because never had a fresh brown bag MRE, but the tan bag turkey MRE was always my favorite holiday MRE. The turkey breast one, I liked it. I think we had there was a turkey. No. Wasn't there like a turkey with gravy or something like that? I had it for a Christmas video years ago. And I don't think it lasted very long. Spent time in the field during the holidays, and the cooks always hooked up as traditional as possible. Love those guys and gals. Oh, yeah, the field kitchens, man, like those guys, they go all out for the holidays, making turkeys, like massive amounts of food, corn, green beans, mashed potatoes, bread, cornbread, like you name it, and those guys in the field kitchens. Because the military, they don't spare any expense when it comes to buying food. Like, they buy insane amounts of food, good quality food, too. Like, they don't screw around when it comes to buying quality. The only thing I would say is I feel like they need to step up their quality game when it comes to the MREs. When it comes to the MREs, you got Warnick, you got the companies that are making these purchases, and then obviously the military has to sign off on it once it's done. But I can tell you, by eating so many of these things, that they're slacking on buying the best quality, or not even the best. Like, let's call it slightly above mid-grade is where I think they should be. I think that's pretty average for most people that would be just fine with like slightly, above the middle grade. Once you get below that middle grade of like meats and stuff, you get into some questionable types of food, and you get like this stuff, even when it's processed, it's still weird. So I don't know. That's just my personal thoughts on it. So, shocker, lots of black widows in the interior of BC, always fun. See, I thought maybe it was a brown recluse, because the lady here, let me turn the camera back around. Because the lady that lived here that passed away a couple years ago was my landlord, was basically like my family. This is my 15th year in this house. I mean, I own this house now, but we've been here for 15 years. And not long after we moved in here, within the first year or two, I would say, she told us about her like almost dying from a brown recluse bite here. Since then, I've always kept an eye out for stuff like that. And it's wintertime here. It's really cold. So, of course, any spiders that can are going to come in the house. But I haven't really seen any that I can think of. Not off the top of my head. I mean, obviously they're going to hide and stuff, and it had to have, I assume it had to have happened in my sleep. So when it first happened, I noticed it's like a little bit sore, like, and I pulled my pants down and checked. It's on my thigh, and I looked, and it looked like a zit. Like, it legitimately looked like a zit, except it was a little more red around it, and it was kind of big. And I was like, man, I showed Amber, and I was like, Amber, I was like, this don't seem like a normal zit or anything, like a normal. She's like, maybe it's a boil. I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I don't think that's what's going on here, especially on like the front of my thigh. I would say 2 to 3 inches from the center of my kneecap. Um, I don't know. It's about that far from the center of my kneecap. No, actually, no. It's about that. It's that far. Anyway, like, as the day went on, like, as the night, actually, no, that was at nighttime. It must have happened like in the evening sometime. I don't know. It must have crawled up my pants. Like, I can't place when it could have happened, because I don't think it happened when I was sleeping. I think it happened when I was awake, um, which is weird. So, Divine Spirits Taco Girl Messages TV. Hello. It is the holiday season. Lots of Black Widows. Yeah, I I think. Well, I know that we have them in West Virginia and in this area. I just don't think that they're prominent. Um, and I don't think there's a whole lot of brown recluse activity here either. I did see this just off the wall thought here real quick. I think it was yesterday, and I'd randomly seen this because I haven't been looking up spiders or anything. I haven't. Amber might have, but there's this Asian spider that is invasive, that is like taken over, and the females get like 7 inches long, and I mean they look. I mean the males only get like that big, which is still a pretty big spider, but the females get like 6, 7, 8 inches long, and like big old spiders. I can't remember what they're called, but they're invasive, and they're down in like the Louisiana, Georgia, maybe like north and like the western part of North and South Carolina, but they're headed up this way, and supposedly they're supposed to be up in this area really bad. And what they're doing is killing off all of our native spiders, which is weird. Why they would attack other spiders like that? I guess competition for the same food, maybe. I don't know, but I just seen something about that yesterday. I think it was, or maybe the day before. So, yeah, really weird. So, with the meals over here, wait, worry about what? You don't have to worry about spiders. I would think that you guys would have them down in New Orleans. I mean, I know you guys got some crazy snakes down there too, or you guys probably have boas by now that have come over from Florida. I would think. Uh, but cottonmouths, that's what I was thinking of. I've seen some of them come up here on towboats off the Mississippi, or what are they? Water moccasins. I think they're the same thing, right? Cottonmouths and water moccasins, are they the same thing? Somebody might be able to tell me. Oh, those same spiders that I'm talking about are headed your way. Let me look this up and show you guys real quick, because like they're crazy looking. I'm sure it'll be easy to find. Invasive. Yep, right here. Let me go to images. Yeah, these things are crazy looking. Let me see if there's one that's like it show. Yeah, look that on that guy's hand. Yeah, these things are nasty. Yeah, that's exactly it. The Joro spider, Joro spider, Joro spider. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's it right there. And they get like the females get like 6 to 8 inches long. And they look nasty. But yeah, I'm pretty sure these are going to be in your area too. Because they're not only coming north, they're also going south as well. Let me see if I can see if there's a map. Right here. I guess this is an older map because there was a lot more going on than that. But yeah, whenever I saw the map here, wait. When I saw the map, it was like spread out about that wide. Oops. Images. Okay, so there's another one. But yeah, they're definitely spreading out, and that's just like the that giant Asian hornet. I saw one here over the summer. I think it was this summer. It might have been last summer, the very beginning of summer. And if you guys haven't seen those things, oh my gosh, they're crazy. They're like they look like regular hornets, except they're like that big. When I saw this thing flying, I was like, man, it looked like it was too heavy to fly. Is what it like. Didn't look. I didn't know anything about Asian hornets or giant Asian hornets or anything either, and it landed over on my old Jeep, and I ran in the house and got my phone and went outside and videotaped it because I was like, nobody's going to believe me. This thing is like giant, huge. And then I looked it up and I found out that those things, they're not supposed to be here, and they're not predominant in West Virginia. So my sighting was probably really rare. I probably should have reported it, but I didn't. Okay, I've been babbling for way too long. We've got two choices. We have ham slice or turkey diced with gravy. Either one, in my opinion, is a good pick for a holiday meal. I've been wanting to try out one of these ham slices to see what's up, because I think total I've got like between the 84s, are these 84s? I think they're 84s, 83 or 84s that Gabe gave me. Big shout out and huge thanks to GabeRilla for hooking me up with these things, because I'll tell you what, that last one that I had, I got to eat a cherry nut cake out of that thing that was more or less perfect for the age. Like, you can't get much better outside of maybe having one that was refrigerated or frozen for the past 40 years. Outside of something like that thing was really good. And what sucks is Gabe he kept these MREs in a storage unit for like the past 4 years, where it was getting hot and cold and hot and cold. Like, had he not done that, like, who knows what kind of condition they would have been in. Maybe they didn't get hurt at all. Maybe his storage unit didn't get warm. I would say it probably does or did. I mean, it was an interior one. It wasn't one on the outside of the walls, which is the ones that get the hottest on a storage unit type place. And it depends on which way the sun hits and all, just common sense stuff. But, yeah, I don't know how much heat they ended up getting from in Gabe's storage unit. Let's see. That's a Southern Packaging. Okay, they're both Sopacos, and they both should be from 1984. Nothing really stands out looking at them on the outside. The ham slice does and is what's airtight, as you can see. See that? So we know that the air that's trapped inside of there, the last time it was out in the open was 1984. That's pretty crazy. This one, let's see if it's airtight. It is. This one's just got more air trapped in it. That or something has happened inside of this one. Because it does, I mean, it's a little bloated, I would have to say. Which is not normal. None of the other ones are like that I noticed. So it's possible that something has happened in here, and that could be a bacteria thing. Just feeling it. I mean, that whatever that is, probably accessory packet. Sounds crunchy still. I don't know if that's supposed to have freeze-dried fruit in it or not, but if it does, it feels like that might might be goopy and sticky. Something right there. It's either cheese or peanut butter, maybe jelly. Maybe that's what that is. I can't tell. Something kind of liquidy and in a package. Nothing feels soft though. I mean, every one of these is like opening up a little goodie bag. Like, anytime you get into something vintage like this and you enjoy it as much as I do, I don't know, it's kind of like when you were a kid and you'd have, I don't know if any of you guys ever picked up like those mystery bags for $1 at like a flea market or something like that, and they would have stupid crappy like throwaway toys and stuff like that in it. But I freaking loved that stuff. I don't know why. I think most kids do. It's always the super cheap stuff like that kids end up enjoying the most, or maybe not the most, but for the initial shock factor or surprise factor. That stuff was always good. Stuff was always fun. So that's kind of what it feels like opening up these vintage MREs, especially as good a shape as these have ended up being in. It's like, I don't know, it's like opening up a really nice goodie bag. So with that being said, I mean, I've got quite a few of these. I guess I could open them both. There's no way I could eat both of these though. The amount of sodium that's just in this ham slice would probably put me on my knees, because I can't handle a whole lot of sodium anymore, which is, it sucks, because I've always loved salt. It's always been a bad habit of mine, and I've come to realize that I just have to stay away from iodized salt. I need to, if I'm going to have salt, I need to have natural salt, like pink Himalayan salt or sea salt or something that isn't iodized. So that's what I've been doing, and it has, wow, really helped. If I even have to have salt, I don't have to have it, but I'm going to assume the salt that's in these type of things is probably just straight up iodized salt, and that stuff's not good for you. Although I have come to find out, I think my iron is low. So you guys see my fingernails? Like, see those white parts at the bottom right there? From what I have learned, that's called half moons, and that's because my iron is low, and I could be anemic as well. I never knew that, and nobody's ever found that out with all the medical crap that I've had done over the last 8 years. I've had multiple, like 8 major surgeries. I've had, I'm going to say like 70 outpatient surgeries. I've had tons of blood work done. And nobody's ever tested like anything like, I just, it blows my mind that I haven't found out anything about my health throughout this entire millions of dollars. It's been like, I think total was like $1,700,000, 1.7, that was spent over 8 years. A lot of money trying to save my leg. All right. Which one should I open up? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I will do either one. I don't care. Dollar Tree did just back up about 20 years ago. Wait, what? Storm Tracker? What's up, Mike? Oh, the freeze-dried fruit's the best, Nathan. And I had an amazing cherry nut cake last live stream that I did, which would have been 2 weeks ago, I believe. Hey, Horny Animals here. What's up? Good to see you here. John says turkey. What's up? Man, we got to get that account fixed. Oh, you own a snake. Cool. Oops. Got to prep the kiddos for bed. Okay. Smitty getting the kids ready for bed. Horny Animal says ham. Germ says turkey. I didn't look up what's in these either, so I really don't have a hardcore preference knowing what else is in there. So, Dan, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out is what menu right now. What menu we're going to have. We've got 2 votes for the turkey, I believe, and 1 for the ham so far. 2 for the ham. So we're 50-50 at the moment. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Dr. Fail. I think I pronounced that right. It does look a little bit suspicious, the ham. It definitely could have something wrong inside there with all that air. Or it could just be nothing. It could just be air trapped in it from when it was sealed. It's unusual for that much air to be in there. I'll be honest. I mean, I've had, at this point, hundreds of these brown bag MREs. And to have one this inflated, I mean, it's rare. I'd say I've had one this inflated maybe a handful of times. And sometimes there's something wrong with them and sometimes there's not. It just, I guess, just depends. We had mains in IMPs from like 2013, 14, I think it was, that were like having air like that, but they were all okay. So we're still at 50-50. We can start with the ham. If the ham doesn't work out, we can go over to the turkey. I mean, that makes sense to me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's check out the ham, and if the ham doesn't work out, we got a turkey as a backup. All right. So I want to stick my nose in here as quickly as possible because I know it sounds weird or stupid maybe even, but if I can, I'd like to breathe in that 1984 air real quick. So I'm gonna slice it with this and stick my nose in it. Had a kind of a weird initial smell, but now it's gone. It has a slight smell of like that vintage plastic. Anybody who's ever had a really old brown bag MRE might know what I'm talking about. It's not always that way. Sometimes they just smell like a fresh new plastic. As you can see on the inside, they're always, not always, but most of the time, like 99% of the time, they're nice and shiny and real smooth on the inside. And then you've got like places on them where this was folded over, where like that's really shiny and super clean looking, kind of like down here. You see that? It's just the way it would have been folded in the case, or the way it sat in the case, because I really don't know. When you have cases like this, they still even have like rub marks on the outside of them, which it doesn't matter how much they've not been handled or how much they've been handled. They still look the same. I mean, one that's been handled a lot, that's not been in the case, you can tell. Like, it'll be rough. And then sometimes these things, when they're in a... So, Sticky Fingers lives out west in the desert. And I've experienced this with MREs from him numerous times. Like, he'll send me an MRE, and it'll still be, like, kind of okay. Kind of, you know, maybe look a little rough, but after not much time, it'll start literally falling apart. Like, you can just, you touch it like that, and it'll shatter, almost kind of like glass. It just dries out so much. All right, let's see what's inside this thing. And see, I think it's going to be, it doesn't smell weird now. So, initially, that first smell, though, did smell kind of off. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, we've got our accessory packet that feels okay. With coffee, cream substitute, sugar, salt, chewing gum, matches, and toilet paper. Now, there was only one accessory packet back in 1983 or 84. I can't remember if these are 83 or 84. I think they're 84. But there was no accessory packet A, or accessory packet B, or accessory packet C, or accessory packet D. They were just all... Or, yeah, they were. Oh, yeah. Maybe there was. That's right, because the ketchup. That's right. So there was accessory. That's accessory packet A. That's the one that is in almost everything. Oh, cheese spread. Dang it. I was hoping for some peanut butter. I don't think I've had peanut butter out of one of these yet. Every single one that we've had, which has been like 4 or 5 out of those cases, those 2 cases that Gabe sent, they've all had cheese spread in them, from what I can recollect. Or no, one had jelly. One had jelly. I remember now. What else we got in here? Okay, so there is a freeze-dried fruit that is peaches. It's kind of delaminating. But them peaches is still nice and sealed and dry. So they'll still be just fine, even though there is a little bit of delamination going on. What else we got here? Ooh, an orange nut cake. I have never had a good orange nut cake. Never. I've had a couple nasty ones that were inedible. It'll be interesting to see if that one is passable. What else we got? Ooh. Oh, we got a little ham slice. A 4 1/4 ounce ham slice. Huh. Let me go heat the stove up. I forgot to turn the oven on. My bad. I got it ready, though, so it's all good. All right. Water only take 3 or 4 minutes to heat up, probably, roughly. All right. What else is in here? Good old-fashioned crackers. Good to see those. And they are not weird. That first pack that I opened, the first MRE that I took out of that case, the crackers were not sealed properly, and they were bad, which is probably one of the more rare. Like I've never had bad crackers even out of a bad MRE. Even when the main is bad and everything else is bad, as long as the crackers are still sealed, it seems like they can withstand tons of heat. At least that's from what my experience. Because I have had MREs that were basically put to an extreme test that came from Fireman Food out in California. And he stored them in his attic for over 20 years, some of them. And he was telling me, like, he'd get like 140 in the summer in his attic. I would say maybe even hotter than that, but that's what he's like, right around 130, 140 in the attic. And then it would get cold in the wintertime. So those things went through some extreme hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold scenarios. Oh, there's our spoon. And good old cocoa beverage powder type 1 fortified. 1.5 ounce net weight. Natural Seasoning Company out of Summit, Illinois. No. Summit 3, what? Huh. Natural Seasoning Company, Summit. Maybe that is Illinois. It's supposed to be an ILL. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. 60501. I can only imagine that's Illinois. Summit. I've never heard of Summit, Illinois. Actually, maybe that's where the company, the suck truck company, Summit, is out of, maybe. Because I know Amherst, that's, is that Illinois or is that, I can't remember where it's at. And that's everything out of this bag. Focus. I want you to look inside the bag, you stupid camera. Will not do it. There it is. Kind of. Anyway, that's the best I could get it to do. So everything looks good on this ham slice. Let's move stuff off to the side here. Oh, I do need to heat some water up for coffee and cocoa beverage powder. So let me also do that real quick. Right back. Billy Madison's on TV. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. I think it's Billy Madison, the one where he's like super rich and got to go back to grade school and stuff. All right. Look at this spoon. It's got like a, what is that? Like, not luminescent, is it? It's got kind of like a luminescent effect on it, I guess. In person, it's pearlescent. It's kind of like, yeah, it looks a lot like a mother of pearl, a white mother of pearl, but cool. That's weird. I don't think that's normal. Yeah, this one doesn't look like that. This one's out of an MCI, though, I can tell, because it's got that on it. That had to come out of an MCI. Maybe not. That could have came out of an MRE, but I doubt it. I wanted to get out some MCI stuff tonight, but I couldn't get to it because of all this Christmas stuff. Been moving around and putting up. Peaches. Accessory packet. Cocoa beverage powder. cheese spread, orange nut cake, and ham slice. All right. Let's go ahead and get the ham slice out here. Is a date code on this thing? Huh. That definitely... Wait, no, that's a 4. Okay. I thought it was a 1. Hang on. Maybe you can see it. Yeah, there we go. 4044. Huh. That's good numbers. 4044. That glue is no joke from back in the 80s. This thing's probably even glued into this. It is. On both sides. What the heck? Look, glue on that side, glue on that side. And that is a loose ham steak. Ooh, that feels... It smells... There's no smell. It doesn't feel right, though. We'll find out, I guess. Usually these ham slices hold up pretty daggone well. Usually. You know, let's take a look in this accessory packet real quick. This thing does not have any air trapped in it. Man, it's just missing that tobacco smell. That's all. Man, if it had that tobacco smell. It still smells really good, though. If I could buy an air freshener for my car that smelled like that, or my house, I'd be happy. Maybe I should try to recreate that in a spray. I mean, if I like it so much. Maybe everybody don't like it so much. Maybe it's an acquired smell. Anyways, first we're going to start off with the United States issued butt ration. And it's blue in 1983. Well, at least in these 83 or 84s. And we got our cream substitute dry, not dairy. Our coffee instant, just coffee instant with ascorbic acid, 2.2 grams net. Which they changed that at some point. I can't remember what year it was, though. Ooh, that looks rough. That is some yellow gum. Brownish yellow, whatever. Here's our iodized salt. Yep. Stickney. Almost, Nathan. Hang on just 1 second. Sorry about that. We got some matches with some white tips. Strike on back, obviously. In 83, they are. Of course, they're D.D. Bean & Sons. You got to go way back to find some that aren't D.D. Bean & Sons. I did have some up here on my shelf. I got a little pack right here. If I take them down, I'll never get them back up. Yeah, there's a pack. It's a good pack. Strike on front. So they stopped doing that because catch the rest of the matches on fire. You unfold them to read. These ones are stained up a little bit. No manufacturer on the, or maybe it's at the bottom here. Let's see. What's that say? I want to say Universal Match Corporation. Right here. Universal Something Corporation out of St. Louis. I guarantee those still work though, even though they got sticky from whatever they were in there. I can't remember what these came out of. Oh, dang it. I knew that was going to freaking happen. That's my fault. Knocking stuff down. I shouldn't have things so precariously up there anyways. And we got our sugar made by Amstar. All right, let me go grab that water and throw this in the hot water real quick. Oh, God, that smells so good. Close it up so I can smell it again later. Come on. Freaking cats. Our water. Oh, I zoomed way in for something. All right, we'll start off with the Tim Tam cup. Let's do the coffee right quick. All right. Look at that. Absolute perfection when it comes to instant coffee right here. In my opinion, some of the best you can get your hands on is well, actually any of the coffee instants. I'd love to try to recreate this with a coffee company. If I could recreate this, I feel like it would be a smash hit with instant coffee drinkers. All right, let's take a look at this non-dairy creamer. Looks perfect. Coffee's got a little bit of chunk to it. Maybe it's, yeah, staying a little chunky. It's all right. There's our cream substitute. Partially hydrogenated coconut oil and or soybean oil, corn syrup solids, whey, sodium caseinate, dipotassium phosphate, mono, and diglycerides. So none of that stuff's good for you. That's all just like, ugh. That's vegetable oils. One of the worst things that we can consume. Or corn syrup. Same difference. Anything like that. It's really horrible for humans. And there's our perfect sugar. Looks perfect. Let's dump it on top of the coffee. It's a little bit whiter than the creamer, but not much. Looking good, though. Looking good. We'll give it the water. I'm not going to... Yeah. If I switch hands. Better. There we go. Huh. Well, that creamer kind of dissolved first. Oh, I missed the crackers. I think that's how it's supposed to be. All right. Where did that go? What the heck? Huh. I just dropped a thing of instant coffee, and I had no idea where it went. Yikes. I gotta go rinse this cup out. Be right back. Alright, I don't think I've ever washed this cup. Still got a little something going on in the bottom of it right there. And on the side. Can't get my hand down in it. Anyway, what the heck? I know I just seen something float down inside that cup when I set it down. That or my eyes are 100% playing a trick on me. That was weird. All right. I should be able to go live next Saturday too. I don't think Christmas is probably on like what, Tuesday or Wednesday? I haven't looked. Let me give this a try. I could eat that just like that. Kind of reminds me of like brownie mix. Kind of. Would you quit? What's the matter with you? What? What? Yeah, I could seriously just eat the powder. It's so freaking good. It's, I don't know, it tastes like eating, it does have a lot of flavors of a brownie. Even a big bite like that. Yum. Shoot the water to it. Yeah, I wish I could buy this. This is another thing that I have not found anything even close to the flavor of this. I can't think of anything that's even really close, honestly. I mean, if I'm going to have hot cocoa, it's going to be Nestle's, because Nestle's is just, in my opinion, the best. Even though it's on the cheaper side, really. I've tried the Starbucks crap. I've tried other, like, bigger brands, but the Nestle's, you know, it's the most decent, like, all around. But the vintage cocoa beverage powders, when they're good, they are good. I mean, they are really good. K-Man, I figured you'd like that coffee cup. Give this coffee a quick stir, because I don't know if that coffee... Yeah, it kind of didn't. See, I knew it. I can smell it. It's weird. Sometimes this holder coffee, if it gets just a little bit of moisture and it sets for years and years with, I guess, after having gotten that moisture, it just does not want to dissolve. Or it'll stick like this one did to the bottom of the cup. And that's exactly what's going on. Like, it's stuck to the bottom of the cup. Maybe my water wasn't hot enough. It's warm, but not as hot as I would like for it to be. I should have boiled the water for about another 20 seconds. I did 2 minutes instead of 220. Usually I do 220. I don't know why I even only did two minutes. All right, let's take a look at this orange nut cake. Orange nut cake. All right. Let's put this stuff in this bag. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Move that back. That back. Good old orange nut cake. Whoa. Yeesh. Wow. That smells like pledge. It's definitely got a very strong orange scent. It almost smells like orange soda. Like Crush. Like, really has, like, even that bite. If you were to smell soda, you know, like, it'll have kind of that bite to the scent. This even has kind of like a bite to it. An intensity. Man, that's really, really strong orange. Artificial orange, kind of mixed with a real, like, natural orange. It's kind of a mix. Whew. Man, that is strong. I don't know if that's going to come out of there. Might have to cut the whole bag. Whoa, look at that. Piece of dough. It's got like a weird corner out of it already. There it is. Boom. I wonder if that orange has done something to it, like made it go rancid or something. Look at that weirdness. Look how greasy it looks down in there. Yeesh. Them nuts are looking dark. It feels greasy. I mean, I don't know. It feels like it's super smooth. Let me see if you can... It's got some oils on it, too. You see that? See where I'm shining it up? Shouldn't be able to polish your cake. That's exactly what's happening. Polished and nice. Look at that. Nice and polished right there. Yee whiz. All right. Yeah, you could signal Signal for your rescue with this thing. Help me. I'm about to eat a freaking cake that's going to kill me. All right. Crackers. My fingers are greasy now. Rub it in. Lube up my hands there a little bit. Wow. I'll try to open these the traditional way. All right, let's see if we get a hiss. I can't hold on to them. Too greasy. I didn't hear a hiss, but ooh, look at the salt. Corner got a little busted up on that one somehow, but that's quite all right. Right there it is. Man, yeah, my fingers are greasy. That thing might be rancid because of all them oils. It doesn't smell bad. I mean, it smells very orangey, obviously. Kind of like, I don't know, just like that weird orange smell. All right, let's get this cheese spread kneaded up. Spread it with your knife and your spork. Alright. Here we go. Man, that looks really, really good. Oh, it smells exactly how you think it should. Cheesy. And kind of footy. Alright. Good old ham slice. It's way easier to open that than the crackers. Crackers packaging is way better. Oh. It's a little suspicious. Oh. Get out of there. Okay. That's a ham steak right there, y'all. Good old ham steak. $4044, that was correct. 44th day of 84. So this is basically 40 years old. A couple months shy. It's too raw. It's not raw. It's just it smells like dog food. I ain't gonna lie. Like it don't smell good. Usually these ham slices smell pretty good. Oh, I did cook it. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say it don't look like, I don't know. The later, okay, so first generations, they're thicker, and they're way more, I don't know, processed, I guess. Let's look at that chunk of fat. Ugh. Get off of there. But this one's got a little bit of a weird smell to it. I mean, that's all it is like chunked up ham. Look, I mean, it's got a nice grain to it. Look at that. But it does smell kind of weird, so I'm going to go easy on this first bite and see. We're going to give her a try. So far, so good. It's some of the most intense ham flavor that you could ever experience is one of these vintage ham slices. It must be from where it sets in its own juices for so many years. That's the only explanation that I have. Because, I mean, I've had really good hams, like the best hams you can buy. But this, the taste is more intense. This one doesn't smell the greatest. It definitely has like a dog food smell going on. But flavor-wise, I would call it on point. It tastes good. I love the texture of this. I feel like the texture's literally perfect. That's exactly what I want my ham to look like when I eat it. Is to flake like that and have grain like that. It's perfect. It tastes like the holidays, for real. It tastes like Christmas. It tastes like Thanksgiving. Salty. Extremely hammy. The chew is perfect. It's nice and tender. Not dry at all. It's got a little bit of a... leaving a little bit of a film in my mouth. I feel like it's on its way out. I feel like it's still edible right now. You might get a stomach ache from eating the whole thing, but it's still pretty near what it's supposed to be. It's a little bit off, and it's not perfect. Meaning, give the cracker a try so I can have some of them together. These crackers are tender. They're not super hard. They're not real floury either. They got a nice salt to them. A really nice caramelized toastiness to them. These crackers, like, they don't taste like any other MRE crackers. These ones are very unique. They go through changes throughout the years. I would have to say that these early ones, though, even though these aren't like the super salt ones, these ones are up there on the flavor just because of how well they're cooked. The ingredients, the malted barley is pretty low on these, but it's there. I mean, but it's not the predominant flavor going on with like the... There's one era of crackers that the malted barley is like, it's all you can taste almost. All right. Ugh, what is that? That doesn't look right. Is that just the outside rind? Oh well, I'm just going to eat it. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, that don't look bad. There we go. Down the hatch. Been hitting the face with a hockey stick. What's up? That's exactly how they looked when you was eating them in '85. I totally can see that. I do think that greasiness that's happening in my mouth, well, not grease, like coating, not normal. And it's a little bit off, a little bit weird. far as how it looks, though, it looks like any of the other ones I've had. If you ever open one of these and it looks wrong, I want to see pictures of it. I want to see that. Because there's only been a handful of times that I've known a United States military MRE to main to go off and not look right. I mean, literally, I've only seen it a couple times. And it'd be from a puncture or them not sealing it properly or something, like the seal not being correct. Coffee. Hey, Elandil's here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you here, man. All right, I'm going to go for one more bite. One more bite. Even though I had all that ham on that last bite, like the cracker took over flavor-wise. And I'm like, this ham is so tender. But I love the texture of that. It's literally exactly how I want it to be. Wouldn't want it any other way. The ham mixed with the cracker ain't bad. But the cracker's so flavorful that it almost drowns out the ham. I mean, they don't balance each other out. That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, the pork is predominant, though. There's a lot of, I mean, tons of pork flavor going on there. All right, here we go. Yummy. Look at that. Ridiculous texture. Definitely has a curdled look to it. That's what I would describe that as. And I'm sure that's exactly what that, what has happened there. Some curdling. Yeah. Well, here goes nothing. See, that's just, it's wrong on so many different levels. It's just not food anymore. Or maybe it never was. I mean, a cheese spread, it tastes like chemicals. It's got a very strong chemical flavor. Bitterness. Ooh. My tongue's going numb. Cool. Awesome. Didn't expect that. So yeah, that cheese spread's really bad. That one's on, it's really just not good. It's got like this weird tanginess to it that's got, I don't know. It doesn't have a bite to it like a like a tanginess you think of in your head. But there's a tanginess to it that's like, that goes along with the bitterness to it. Almost kind of reminds you of like tannins, how tannins in tea or, like a bitter nut or something dries. It's got that dry flavor to it. It's kind of like that, but it's, I don't know, it's different. Cheese is weird. Well, not cheese. Cheese spread. I don't know what that stuff, it's not really cheese, but usually coffee instant will wipe out that numbness in my mouth. Usually. I didn't want to waste the cocoa beverage powder rinsing it, because it's just... It even makes the coffee taste weird. The coffee, oh, man. Perfect amount of sweetness, perfect amount of cream. And the coffee itself is just this nice, bold, I don't know, very unique coffee. when it comes to the coffee instance like this. Even it has like this, it's super smooth, almost like right on the edge line of where bitterness would be, but it's not like, it's not bitter, but it feels like it's going to go there and then never crosses that line. I love this coffee. I do. I absolutely love this coffee. I wish I could have it every day. I mean, I could for a while. And I got a can of coffee instant in there that's, I don't know. It's like that tall. You know, the old coffee cans. I got one of them. I don't know how long it would last once it's open, where it's so old. But maybe it would last. I don't know. This thing is super heavy, by the way. What does this remind me of? It's, I don't know, man. Almost like if you had money in a money clip and it was that thick. This is heavier. This is super dense, like super dense, super heavy. The smell's not nowhere near what it was when I first opened it up in the package. It's got that super weird pocket of greasiness going on. Let's see what the inside of the cake looks like. It's darker, which I guess I kind of expected with the orange. Because that cherry nut cake that I had last live stream was freaking amazing. I'm hoping that this is even close to what that was. Excuse me. I mean, the inside, again, I think that's got to do with the orange, it not being as light colored on the inside. The nuts being in batter like this, I feel like they're going to go pretty dark anyway. I think that one that I had the last live stream was probably about as light colored as I've seen a nut cake be. Let's stop delaying and try this monstrosity. Here we go. That is a very interesting orange flavor. So it is coating my mouth, but I don't feel any numbing or that stinging or anything like that I get from a rancid nut. Yeah. The nuts themselves, they have a weird, like, rubbery crunch to them. I mean, they're still there, and they're not. I don't know. It's kind of strange. The orange flavor. This has got a very subtle sweetness to it. But the orange flavor reminds me of lemon pledge. Or maybe it's orange pledge. Like, I had a citrus pledge one time. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I think I still have some of that in there. Some of that citrus pledge. But it's got that, like, artificial, or maybe it's just a oil-based citrus that I'm just not used to. Because it's not bad. It's just my brain is saying it's kind of artificial. Yeah, the nuts have a weird chew to them, but surprisingly, I mean, I've eaten, you see what I've eaten so far. It's fully edible. The nuts are definitely dark, but I, again, think that has to do with the probably much darker batter with the orange nut cake. Oops. Even the outside of it is like, it's got this sweetness to it. And you would think it almost has like a shell around it, which it kind of does. That's kind of what this resulted from. I think. That's tender. I mean, that's edible, I think. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, gonna wash it down with some of that beautiful cocoa beverage powder. Just, It's just such, like, thick, chocolatey, smooth. It needs to be a little warmer. I like for my cocoa beverage powder to be hot. I think I'm gonna go heat it up. Stir the edges down here. And go stick it in the microwave for, I don't know, 30 seconds maybe, 20 seconds. Probably 20 be enough to warm it up and get all that stuff off the cup. Because if you microwave it with that up there like that, it get crusty and really hard to get off. Okay, be right back. That might end up curdling that or something. It could. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. That's a stupid 90s song. I used to play all the time on the radio when I worked at Dairy Queen as a cook when I was 12. Well, that's falling apart. You can even kind of smell it. It's got a little bit of a smell to it. Peaches and syrup, too. That's what this is. Just like a Dole cup of peaches with syrup. And they put in a little square form and freeze-dried it. I'll give it a try. Sweet, airy, melt in your mouth. It's just like fun candy. That's really what it is. I like to just put it on the top of my tongue and kind of make it dissolve. Peaches are my least favorite out of the freeze-dried fruits that came in the variety of stuff that came in a MRE freeze-dried fruit-wise. Peaches is probably at the bottom of my list. It's good though. The freeze-dried strawberries are amazing. The mixed fruit's really good. What am I missing? Mixed fruit, strawberries, peaches. Is there a pineapple one? Did they do a freeze-dried pineapple? Can anybody remember? It seems like they did. Could be wrong, though. It seems like there's more than 3. Yeah, peaches come from a can. That's right. Who sang that? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh, I used to hear it all the time. Yeah, it's right on the tip of my tongue. And when I worked at that Dairy Queen as the cook when I was 12, every night I would work there until we closed, which was like 10 or 11 o'clock back then. We would always had the radio on after we closed down, or like almost as we were closing, like doing all the cleanup and stuff, like probably 15 minutes till we closed. And closing time would play at least 4 times during the time that we were closing, which was usually about an hour. 3 to 4 times, I would say. I remember hearing it so often that I literally got sick of it. I was like, I can't take it no more. Fruit cocktail, peaches, strawberries, pears. Pears are good, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking pineapple. The strawberries are most people's favorites, I think, that's ever had them. It's just, they're so rare. They're extremely rare. I've seen strawberries twice. With all the MREs that I've opened up now, all the freeze-dried fruits that I've opened up, I think I even put a thing of strawberries up because, like, they're so stinking rare. The mixed fruit, I would say, is the second most rare, and the most common would be peaches, and then pears, and then fruit cocktail would be third, and strawberries would be the least common. Go get this. Oh, I haven't seen Miss Marilyn tonight. I don't think she's in the chat, is she? It's warmer, but I don't think it's hot. I should have took the coffee too. It's pretty warm. If Miss Marilyn's not here, I'm gonna have to dig out a different cigarette. She's not here, is she? Let me look through the comments real quick. Anybody watching this at a later time, don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever had one of these MREs, if you had one during the holidays, what reminds you of the holidays, all that good stuff. President of the United States of America was the name. Oh, that's right. I remember now. Duh. Yes. All right, I want to dig out a vintage cigarette. I put most of my packs up that I need to open. GabeRilla, Gabe hooked me up with all kinds of vintage packs. Delicious has hooked me up with so many vintage international packs of smokes. Right here's one of them. These alphas, which are actually amazing. I'm keeping these in this Havana Honeys cigar box. But he sent these Marlboros right here as well, which are way better than the American Marlboro Lights by a mile. I mean, just the tobacco quality, everything is 10 times better, in my opinion. Got my toboggan out here that Dan, you sent me this toboggan. I've been putting it to use, dude. It's been cold here, and this toboggan is awesome. That goes around your ears. It's got like a extra, I guess, fleece lining for your ears, but I've been putting that sucker to use. We're going to have an alpha. When these are gone, I'm going to wish they weren't, because they're pretty unique as far as a tobacco flavor goes, and honestly, they're really good. Oh man, they smell so good. There we go. Wait, is that the upside down one? Hang on. Holy cow. Well, that ham has hit my stomach like a ton of bricks. Holy mama. My gut is just gurgling. For real. I knew it was a little bit weird. It tastes fine, but it smelled a little weird. These kind of got a vintage tobacco mixed with pipe tobacco with like a almost like a fresh tobacco scent as mixed in, and they have like a sweet scent. Yeah, my stomach is going crazy. Oh, God. This is not good. It's not good at all. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stay on this stream. Mm-hmm. I'm smoking it backwards because of the way they pack. They just loose on this end, tight on the other. There's a reason I had these stupid matches in the... I should have threw them away. Alright, some American matches here. Yep. Extremely unique. It fills my mouth with like a it's a mouth feel. It feel like it's substantial. It's bold, and I can feel it. It's a very intense tobacco, and I think that it's got to have some sort of pipe tobacco in it. That's even in the way it smells after lit, I'm still picking up a little bit of that pipe tobacco scent. And I need to get into collecting autograph stuff again. Saltpeter makes a meat that pink. Huh. What even is that really? Like what? I mean, I know that's what we call it, but that's better. Crowder post. Fat Pride model sues Steven Crowder. Really? Great. Back to everybody being so sensitive about things people say. You shouldn't be able to sue someone over something someone says unless it's like actual defamation or an opinion is just that. It's an opinion. It shouldn't be taken so seriously. What is... Yeah, what's saltpeter made of? Calcium nitrate is a mineral that can be mixed with other high potassium materials to create potassium nitrate or saltpeter, as it is more commonly known. And what does saltpeter do to the body? Many decades ago, doctors prescribed potassium nitrate for asthma and arthritis. Despite persistent folklore, there is no evidence that saltpeter reduces libido. At high doses, it can cause headaches, stomach upset, kidney damage, or anemia. So saltpeter doesn't even work, according to this. According to Google. What was saltpeter used for in the old days? It was supposed to be that humans became familiar with the effect of curing salt, KNO to the third, saltpeter, by chance as it was contaminated. Wait a minute. As it was a contaminant of common salt. Later it was used intentionally during manufacturing of meat products, fresh, cooked, dried sausages, and cured meats. 84, were they still using it in 84? It's possible they could have used it on this. Could have been why it had such a weird smell. Is saltpeter made from urine? In essence, his method used 4 basis ingredients: earth, urine, dung, and lime. Now we need to consider how a process like that might work. It is clear then that making saltpeter is a complex process and one which is not completely understood. What? Interesting. I thought saltpeter was a whole different thing. I had a whole different understanding of what it was. Or what I thought it was. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't an assumption. I know I heard it somewhere back in the day. Containing compounds collectively referred to as saltpeter in the UK. It's an ingredient. Potassium nitrate is the main ingredient in gunpowder, with some sulfur and carbon. Is it the... Interesting. Well, there you go. I need to find a freaking house or build one. I'd like to build one, but I found a couple that I'm interested in. Starlink satellite internet kits now sold in Costco. Really? What? With free subscription months for club members. What? Look at that. Starlink has hit the shelves, y'all. I need to go to Costco. I don't have a Costco membership. I've been kicking myself for not buying a gas station that was for sale. Like, about 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I'd say it's long sold by now. But I got to get into doing something like that. Winter storm expected to bring up to 5 inches of snow to West Virginia. Cool. That means my car won't be going anywhere. I always get caught up reading down through. What? This can't be right. CBS News reports Tesla recalls nearly all its electric vehicles over autopilot issues. They are trying to attack Elon Musk, boy. Ooh, boy. They do not like him, especially after what he told the advertisers there was about a week ago. But I did see him going on a apology tour, and he went to freaking Israel and was meeting with Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu. What up? Anyway. Investory. I saw the same thing, that it's nothing more than just a software update. Like I said, they're trying to attack Elon. Well, Elon and Elon's business. And that's just it. People woke up to an update on their car, just like on your phone. So, I don't know, man. I could go on a rant. The way the justice system is not, the way it's been weaponized, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I've seen quite a few things, and I was just in the Google, like ads. No, don't. Oh, it went away. But that was from today. That ad that I just seen. Let me pull it back up. I'll show you. CBS News, Tesla. Right here. It's a video. Tesla recalls nearly all its electric vehicles over autopilot issues. And it was a software update. Like, legit. That's not a recall. Like a recall's, we obviously know that it's completely different than what they're trying to portray here as Tesla needing to do a recall, which they obviously didn't do. I know. That will go down as one of the most classic clips, unless he just keeps coming up with crazy clips like, or keeps, I guess, producing crazy clips like that, because that had to have shocked that part of the crowd. Like I'm sure they never imagined he would do that, and I think that's a lot of the reason why that he brought Alex Jones back. He's like, they threatened to, like, the advertisers threatened to leave and all this crap, and he was trying to appease them. I know he was. And then they went ahead and pulled out anyways, a lot of them. And he's like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to do whatever. He should have done that anyway, because I don't think Alex Jones should have been banned for what they... That whole thing was bullcrap. And I just seen where Giuliani got sued for a crap ton of money. And I'm sure it's unjust. Without even knowing anything about it, I'm just like, it's pretty obvious what they're doing. Yeah, based Elon is the best. But after I saw him over there meeting with him, like, and the things that they were doing and saying, I'm like, man, he's not standing on it. Even him having as much power or whatever and as much money as he has, he's still he's got to bow down to to that crowd. He has to. He has to apologize. He's got to go and he's got to make save face more or less. I don't like it. I don't like that aspect. I don't like what he's doing there. If it wasn't for that though, like he's done some pretty good stuff. Hey, G Schultz is here. Where did he pop in at? Hoping to hoping to live on Friday. Cool. Awesome. Love to see you go live on Friday. What is today? Sunday. Okay, cool. Do like a Christmas live stream. I'll do one. I plan on doing one Saturday. We got a lot of Christmas shopping and stuff left to do. Essentially, we've only went once. This year, I don't know if it's just me or if it's this way for everybody. This year feels different, man. Like, for instance, Black Friday. That used to be an event, something to wake up for, not even go to bed for, to stay up for, and hit the stores at 6 a.m. and do the whole Black Friday thing day after Thanksgiving. I didn't even go this year because I'll tell you why. There was nothing to get. There were no sales. There were that. If you go on TikTok right now and look up, just type in Black Friday prices, just do that, and all these videos will pop up where the prices before Black Friday were cheaper or the same as the Black Friday sales, and they stuck Black Friday stickers, and they didn't even make the effort to take the old ones down. They should have, because people are not stupid, and the internet exists, so people video it, and it ends up on the internet. Walmart, Target, all those places, just slapping stickers on that said Black Friday and either charging more or exactly the same. There was nothing to save. And then I saw a report on the overall, like, they took it like appliances, tires was one, electronics. It just went down the line. And when it averaged out, it was less than a 20% sale overall, but it was like most things were not even on sale at all. Like it saved you nothing to go Black Friday shopping. A lot of people, if they did do anything, they just shopped online, and they didn't really they can say what they want. They can make up all the numbers they want. They can try to fluff this how they want. Oh, most people shopped online this year. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Cyber Monday was not as strong as it should have been. Not even close. Oh, you bought a beer before. Cool, Jason. Awesome. I should have had one. I thought about it. I was going to have something that Gabe gave me, and I got sidetracked somehow because I've got a few sitting here, a couple sitting here. I think I put most of them up. I'm looking forward to this one because I remember these from when I was a kid. I remember these would be around. I remember seeing these in the stores, and my family always been drinkers. My grandma was a huge drinker. My grandpa, my mom, my dad, all of them were alcoholics. This one, what year did it? Gabe told me what year this is. It's got a twist off top, which is going to put it at probably the early 80s. It's a paper label, so maybe it's 70s, but it's a small paper label Budweiser. The label's all messed up. I wish the label wasn't all messed up, but still super, super cool. And Oh yeah, it's got a bunch of chunks in it. It's got a bunch of floaties in it. Of course, not all of them are like that, but 80% of them probably. And then I got one other one sitting down here that, or no, I got two down here. This one, which is a, this was a weird one. It's like really sugary and sweet. 1995 Brew Reserve Samuel Adams Triple Bock. All brewed with maple syrup. And it's 8.45 fluid ounces, which is a very odd amount of ounces. But it smells like maple syrup. But it leaked. It leaked out of this weird, I don't know if that's like rubber. It looks like one of those shrink wrap things that you put on like electrical connections that they put on, like put over it and then heated it up. It's kind of crazy. And I can only assume it's got like a cork lid underneath there. I don't know. It's a weird one. And like I said, it's super sticky where it leaked out some. It leaked out from right there. And you can see where it leaked down the back of it. It didn't leak a whole lot because it's still folded right here. So, and it's a really, really pretty cobalt blue glass. It's going to be a really nice bottle. It does, I can't tell what that says. It does. It says Sam Adams on the front. You can barely read it. It says Sam Adams Triple Bock. Interesting. And then I got one more down here that's like kind of a really nostalgic beer for me. And the label, it's a paper label as well. But this reminds me of my childhood. This is what my grandpa drank. This is what my grandma drank. My grandpa would put 2 30-packs away in a day, no joke. My grandma would put a 30-pack away a day, no joke. It's got had a cool signature on the bottom of it right here. I'd like to have the rest of that label, man. I need to at least try to save that flap that's there because it got most of the old Milwaukee still there, at least the old. And this one, this has been recycled a few times. You can see the rub marks on it. I would say like a rat or a mouse or something probably chewed away at that label. And I think it used to have one up here too. This is an old one. This is a paper label as well. But this one's from 1952. And this is what's it called? I can't remember what kind of glass this is called. It's called something. I can't remember. He gave me a bottle that me and him drank, and it's that special certain type of glass, and it was heck, just that empty bottle. I think I looked it up. It was worth like $25. But when you get into selling and shipping empty bottles like that, it's really risky that they show up broken, and it's just, you're better off just to keep them. Old Spill, used to buy it by the keg at the fraternity. What? Oh, that leakage on on that Sam Adams is actually new. It's from when Gabe was here, so about a month and a half ago. A month and a half, 2 months ago now. Coming up on 2 months ago. Whenever we're in the back of his car, and he went to get him out whenever me and him first met up. One that he had in there had broken. It was an old one too. And that one had leaked all over pretty much everything. Like, there's a good bit of liquid out of there. I mean, there's about that much liquid out of the bottle, I'd say. And where it's that maple syrup base, it came out of there. But you're just saying you used to get that Sam Adams stuff, Triple Bock, which is maple syrup based. You used to get that back in the day. I'd never even heard of it till I seen that. I love that bottle though, that cobalt blue bottle. Which that's a newer bottle. I'd say it's 90s. I think. I don't know if there's a year on it. Might be. I don't see a year on it. I'm sure I could probably look it up and get a general idea of when it was made like that and looked like that. I'm going to say 90s. Oh, Old Milwaukee. Okay. Yeah, the Old Milwaukee, like that. My uncles drank that. My grandma and grandpa drank Old Milwaukee, and it was. I grew up in the American Legion, the VFW. That was there every day with my grandpa, so I saw a lot of Old Milwaukee. All the old guys that were around were drinking Old Milwaukee. I guess it's just because it was cheap and decent. I'm going to assume, kind of like Bud Light became for so many years. Bud Light and Budweiser became for so many years. If you wanted a more light beer, you'd probably pick up a Bud Light, and if you wanted to drink something a little darker, you'd drink Budweiser. Whatever cheapest is. Oh, Old Spill was your name for it. Kind of like we called Natty Light, Natural Light. That was kind of like the cheapest beer whenever I was growing up that you'd see a lot of at parties whenever I was, 18 to 21 ish. I mean, I had kids young, so that part of my life was over early. I didn't miss it at all. I didn't care. But I had friends that were still doing that type of stuff until they were, I don't know, 24, 25, some of them, doing the college thing, and then just kind of living in apartments and drinking lots of beers and just living like slobs. You know what I'm talking about. Like y'all have seen it. It was that. Past Blue Ribbon is like, look, I don't I don't like what Bud Light. I don't typically have a beer very often, unless it's an old vintage beer. Like if I'm going to have a beer, it's probably going to be old. Um, but if I was to have like a social drink or something, it probably would have been a Bud Light up until whenever that happened. What, about 6, 8 months ago now? Probably. It's been a while now. It's been going on for a while. But ever since they did that, and kind of the whole boycott thing, which I mean, it's not, they didn't lose any business by me. Not like in that time, maybe I would have drank one or something. Maybe not even one. But I that's probably what I would have picked, just because if I'm going to drink something, I want it to be on the lighter side, where I'm not really a drinker. Schlitz was number 3. I mean, Schlitz was a big brand for a long time, for sure, 100%. Schlitz, that that would have been like I'd say like late 50s, 60s, and then in the 70s, I feel like its reign kind of came to an end, like maybe late 70s, its reign kind of came to an end, and I feel like, if I'm not, like, Old Milwaukee kind of might have taken the place of Schlitz, or it might have taken Pabst Blue Ribbon. Pabst Blue Ribbon's been around for, golly, for a long time. And I feel like it's never really lost its relevance. It's kind of stayed. And this is just from a very novice perspective. Like, I'm not a professional at all. I'd like to interview that guy that we went out there and met, the largest beer trader in the world. His last name was Dakin. Really super cool guy. I really enjoy his company. And he lived out in Tucson, I think it was. Somewhere around Tucson, or whatever that... Was it Tucson? It wasn't Tucson. What's that city that's on the outskirts of Phoenix? Everybody calls it Little Phoenix. I can't even remember where we were at. Anyways, that's where we were at. Whatever Little Phoenix is, I can't remember what city that was. Fruit kebabs, I said. All 600 of them. Just making fruit kebabs. I said, let's tie the blue ribbons on all 600 of the tops. Because of Pat's blue ribbon. Miller. Yeah. See, I've never been a Miller fan myself. I don't know. Just something about it. Bush either. I guess growing up, those were really the three brands. Was Miller. Those were the three main brands. Was Miller, Budweiser, and Bush. And then, like, the cheap crowd would be like Natural Light. Maybe some Old Milwaukee. You might see some of that. What was another cheap one? There was another cheap one. Natural Light. Pap. It might have been... I can't remember. I guess there's a lot. There's always been a decent amount of variety when it comes to beer. But they're... What about... I want to say... around 2010, 2012. That's in my memory. That's around the time that all these craft beers were becoming popular, and home brews, and like my buddy was even making beer in his garage. Like it was just everybody was doing it. But there was like, you'd go to the gas station and there'd be 30 different types of beers, and that was really big for a while. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't feel like that's completely went away. It has definitely died down a lot. This kid that I know across the river, I was competing with him to buy this car wash down here, which ended up having a $350,000 debt on top of it that we didn't know about. But anyway, he is supposedly starting up a moonshine distillery. So in Middleport, of all places, Middleport, Ohio, which, no comment. It'll be interesting to see how that does. And I ever since I've found out that he was doing that, I've thought about maybe trying to work with him and make my own brand of some sort of alcoholic beverage. Moonshine. It had to be moonshine, because I think that's all he's going to be able to do. I got a mustache hair. It's going up my nose. I don't know how that happened. They looked relieved. Wait, Jason, what'd you say? So you were making fruit kebabs, and wait, what were you doing for work making 600 fruit kebabs? St. Pauli girl? I might have had one of those, like a vintage one before, or I might still have one. I've got a bunch of different brands when it comes to the vintage stuff. I've amassed like I'd say a decent collection of vintage beers. I've probably got, I don't know, I'd say like 40 or 50 unopened. I've got a holiday collection that I need to do those, because they are flat tops. They don't have any way, there's no way to open them. You have to use can opener, or bottle opener, can opener like this. Poke holes in them, one on both sides, and that's how you got to drink them. Which is you know, it's pretty unusual. And then I've got the push top, the push button. That's really interesting. That I need to straight up make a video on that. Um, there was something else, and I've got this really cool footage where I went and ate that 1942 B unit, or was it 43, 42 or 43 B unit at Pearl Harbor on Veterans Day a month and a half ago. Now a month ago, was it a month ago? A little month, like 5.5 weeks ago, whenever it was. Got that really cool footage. I have not watched it back, but I do really want to get that uploaded onto. I got to buy a. I've got to buy an Apple computer, and I don't know anything at all about buying an Apple computer. I don't know much about computers at all. Anyway, I feel like an Apple laptop will be fine to edit from. I don't feel like I need a desktop or anything. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe that'd be better. But I'm looking forward to getting out of this house and into something else. I know Yingling has been around forever, but somehow I never even heard of it until probably about 10 years ago. I remember the first time I heard the name Yinglings. It's weird that stands out in my head because I don't remember hearing about many things like that the first time. But I remember, it's weird that you brought that up because I remember the person that I even heard it from. Guy I used to work with on and off back in the day. But, well, this was before I ever worked with him even. He in a band and shit around here. He's kind of I don't know. Anyway, his name's Joey. And I can't remember where we were at. And I heard him bring up or say something about wanting Yanglings, and I was like, what? What is that? And I found out that it was like some sort of beer that not all gas stations carried back in the day. Back in the day, I would say it was one of those more kind of obscure or exotic brands. But I remember hearing him say that and thinking, like, what the heck is that? Like, I've never even heard of that. It's the oldest brewery in America, really? I had no idea. I did not know that. Interesting. Huh. Let me, It says it was established in 1829 and is the oldest operating brewery company in the United States. Huh. I did not know that. Yep. It's saying, yeah, it's celebrating 190 years of brewing. 190 years, that must have been an old ad. Because that would have been 2019. So we're looking at 195 years. Wait. Coming up on 195 years? Its 200-year anniversary, though, will be 2029. That'll be a monumental date. God, that's so good. Smell this cake. You know, I don't have an old Yinglings, and I've never had one, which is kind of weird, being that it's the oldest brewery around. But again, I feel like it was a more obscure brand, at least around here. Hey, LC. Good to see you in the chat. As long as nothing happens next Saturday, I'll be live next Saturday. The reason I didn't go live Saturday before was I was fixing my car. And then I got my car fixed on Saturday. Had to drop the exhaust, drop the drive shaft, cut the old carrier bearing out, and replace it with a different part. And then I had a doctor's appointment in Columbus, and I came out to my car on Tuesday, and I hadn't driven my car since Saturday. 2 days, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. I hadn't driven it, didn't drive it Sunday or Monday. Came out to my car, and it was sitting on the rim. Tire was flat, completely flat. And Amber was like, "Let's just take my car." I was looking forward to driving my car. I haven't really driven my car in months, and because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it for a long time, and I didn't want to tear it up. It's a good thing I did that. Anyway, I was like, I don't know, I want to drive mine. I was like, I could probably put air in it, it'd probably be all right. And she found a piece of metal sticking out of it, and I was like, oh, all right, let's take your car. So we get in her car, and we take off, and didn't have no gas in it, so I had to stop and fill it up. Was in a hurry because we were behind where my car was messed up, so we were running a little behind. We were going to get there like 5 minutes late. So anyway, we get about halfway there, and her car like shuts off. It just kind of, I don't know, I guess kind of shuddered a little bit, and then it just kind of died down. I mean, it was kind of barely running, and it shut itself off. Like, what the? So we're still coasting. I threw it in neutral. We're still coasting. I started it up. It seemed to start up okay. I throw it in gear, and it's completely in limp mode. Like it's put itself in limp mode. Pull into the gas pump, get out, and I can already tell, like, this is not good. I fire the car back up because it shut itself off pulling in to the gas pumps. I fire it up, and I hear a lower end rod knock. I'm like, what the? What? I get out, I pull the dipstick, nothing on it. Dry. Dry as a bone. Like Amber. Have you not been checking your oil? Has your car been burning oil? What's going on? I go in, stupid. I mean, there was no point in even doing this. But in the moment, I didn't know. I go in there, and I buy 4 quarts of oil, come back out, and I proceed to dump all 4 quarts in the car, which fills it up. So it had a quart in it, but the damage was already done. The car blew up, and I had to leave it there. Went back and got it the next day, and that sucks. We're down a vehicle, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with it now. It's sitting out in the driveway, blown up. It'll run, it'll start right up, but and it put itself into limp mode, so you can't take it up above 1500 RPMs. It's like a rev limiter, same difference, like it's just set at a lower RPM. You get it above 1500 RPMs and it just shuts itself down. So that sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It's the worst time of year that this could have happened. My buddy that I hang out with, my car guy, buddy, Scott, he's like, man, I call this a stupid tax. I'm kind of like, what? He's like, yeah, you'll never make this mistake again. It was stupid, but I should have checked the oil. I should have stopped everything I was doing and checked the oil in that car before we took off on a trip like that. I mean, I feel like it probably would have happened no matter what, because I don't know how it. So we've had that car, I don't know, at least probably 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and it never burned any oil. Never. Like, there's a folder of service records about that thick, all from Kia. All the maintenance was done at Kia. And that car never burnt any oil, ever. I don't know what happened to it. There wasn't any leakage underneath it. Even after it blew up, it didn't blow a hole in the side of the block or anything. So, I don't know if that thing floated a valve, or if it's got an electrical issue, or what. And then come to find out, like, stuff like that happens with those Kias all the time. There's a recall out for that Kia that came in just right before that could very well have been part of the problem. I don't know, it just sucks. Yeah, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. And then being stuck. Like, it's not, you can't even limp at home. I tried. And once I got, so there was a hill right next to the gas station where we were at that you had to go up immediately. And I tried to go up that hill and I couldn't, like, it wasn't wanting to run and it was wanting to shut off. But whenever I came downhill, I could get it up to 60 miles an hour, and it wasn't like it was like it felt okay. But I knew there was no way that I could keep that up because of the up and down on the hills and stuff coming home. Like, it was going to shut off. It was going to completely throw the rod out the sides. What was going to happen? I mean, right now, technically, I would say it's fixable. I mean, it's definitely got a rod knock. I don't know what broke inside there. Something broke. Something broke big time. That had been a good car up until that moment. Seriously, but like I said, the person we bought it off of took it to Kia for every bit of maintenance that it had. Everything. I mean, tires, oil changes, spark plug. It didn't matter. Anything. And we got it. We didn't do that because, I mean, golly, taking it to the Kia dealer is ridiculously expensive. And, I mean, it hadn't really needed anything other than typical maintenance, tires, oil changes. I don't know. It's only got like 130,000 miles on it. Not that many. That car should have lasted 200,000 miles all day long. We didn't get any warning lights. There was no low oil. That's another thing. Like, being that low on oil and there not being a leak or anything that could have made it happen really, really fast, there should have been There should have been a light. There should have been an indication, an oil light pop on or something. There was nothing. Not until the moment that it happened, and then the check engine light was flashing for the limp mode, and that was it. Man, it's getting better as far as being the time to buy. I would say that when I bought my car was probably one of the worst times I could have bought. But I have been watching prices come down. The problem is there's not a whole lot of inventory where all that stuff was going on with the strike. My little sister's a salesman for a new car company around here. I don't talk to her much about it. She did tell me that they were having troubles getting inventory and heck, even making sales. People are not wanting to buy because, like, dealers they've lost their minds. They're doing like $10,000, $15,000 markups on cars. It's ridiculous, over MSRP. Like, what do you think that MSRP is for? That's the max price you're supposed to pay for something, is the manufacturer's suggested retail price. There is no way in this world that I wouldn't pay MSRP. Like, no way. I'm not paying what you're asking on those tags. No freaking way. I won't buy a car. Like, I will buy something very used. Tesla's got some crazy deals going on right now. If you can do it and go with, if you want a brand new Tesla, if you buy a used Tesla, I want to say that you can get a $4,500 tax write-off. But Tesla's got some crazy decent sales going on right now. On top of that, they got good sales going on, and then if you add in the tax, I guess it's a tax write-off. If you figure those two up, so see, if you don't use that, like, say if your taxes aren't going to add up to the $7,500 this year, you've got I think it's 5 years. I know for sure it's 3 years. You got 3 years to use that up. So it could be $2,500 this year, $2,000 the next year, and $2,000 the next year. Actually, it's $7,500, I think. But I think that's only if you get a Model S or a Model X. I think the Y and the 3 are less. Like, the tax incentives are less. I can't remember. Something like that. But I think right now, if you get the perfect deal on a brand new Tesla, I think you can get one for right around $33,000 with the sales and the tax incentives, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a Cybertruck either. I guess there's some test going around, like a video of a test where they were not doing well in the they weren't doing well in the 4x4 off-road area. And the ad, or not the ad, but the article that I just read, kind of like the headline and a little piece of it, said something like the Forest Service or the Forestry Services are trying to strike a deal with Tesla for their Cybertrucks because it's something to do with them not doing well. I don't know, something stupid. Yeah. So does the United States government. United States government's stupid. Canadian government is, I would say, equally as dumb, if not, worse even. Dude, Trudeau is like, how have you guys, just like, we got to get rid of, we got to get rid of our current leadership. You guys got to get rid of your current leadership. Like, they have ran our countries into the ground, and I think they did it on purpose. I swear, I mean, it sure looks that way. If you've been paying attention, it sure looks like they've just kind of said, screw it. I'm going to make as much money as I can behind closed doors, And I'm gonna let this mother burn. And that's kind of what they've done. It's sad. All right. Well, I had a couple coffees that Elandil sent since he's in the chat. Man, it's awesome to have some instant coffee like this because I usually don't have instant coffees like this. I got these out for extras for whenever my coffee's no good through the whatever ration that I might have, because sometimes the coffee's not good. You guys know that. This thing is way fuller than the rest, but it feels way lighter. I wonder if it's just like a freeze-dried. This is espresso instant coffee. It's 1.5 grams. This is only 0.09. Or no, it's 2.6 grams. So this is a lot more. It's a whole gram, 1.1 gram more. And the Black Rifle is 3 grams. Really? No way. No way. I'm telling you right now, there's way more here than there is here. Weight-wise, too. Like, I guarantee you weigh that. It don't weigh 3 grams. There's no way. Yeah, this 2.5 is heavier. Anyways, I got them coffees out for just in case. But I've had a couple recently when I was wanting some coffee. Because I am out of my container of instant coffee. I had a container. Cases of Mountain House freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches. Really? Man, I'd like to find a decent sale on Mountain House stuff that I didn't have to order online. I'd like to find it in person. I don't like ordering stuff online. Call me old-fashioned, call me whatever. I like to buy my products in person. And I like to pay cash for it. I like to use money. I've somewhat kind of gave in to the whole card thing. I've got to start using cash more often, though. I mean, it would be a cool Christmas, like, stocking stuffer, for sure. How's the CRV? Our 2014 Accord is getting a little long in the tooth. I'm trying to think ahead. Yeah, I mean, our Kia was a 2012. Amber's Kia was a 2012. But like it was really well maintained before she got it through the Kia dealer. So it was, and I don't think they changed until 2014. They changed a little bit on the interior. I mean, the car was leather loaded though, so. I just don't know what she's going to do with it now, or what we can do with it. I hate to see it go to the scrapyard or something, because it doesn't deserve that. I don't feel like it deserves to be junked. Maybe it does. I don't know. I feel like it should be worth at least $1,000 in parts the way it sits, at least. I mean, because all the stuff that you can take off the engine would probably cover that, and the catalytic converters. Catalytic converters probably worth, I don't know, for somebody who needed one. I mean, it would be worth at least $150 for a used one, maybe $200 for a used one, because I'd say a new one probably cost you probably roughly $800, $700-800. Prices on stuff like that's gotten crazy. It's good stuff. I'm glad I didn't eat a whole bunch of that ham. I couldn't have kept going. It wasn't good. Yeah, the ham definitely It's got, it didn't agree with my gut. Let's just put it that way. 2012. Of having something new with all the bells and whistles. So, whenever I was buying my car, I was looking at the 2014 down Dodge Challengers. I mean, I was looking at Camaros. I was looking at all the pony cars, Camaro, Mustang, and Challengers, and then I decided I wanted a Challenger. But I was looking at the 2014 downs and the 2015 ups, and the 2015 ups has got all the like technology and the sport mode and all the different stuff with the screens and heated steering wheel, all that stuff. And it's definitely way more comfortable than all the other cars, all the other pony cars. But as far as like the technology that's in it, I gotta say I'm a big fan of it. Like it does make driving and riding in the car a much more pleasurable experience. So it's definitely worth upgrading to that. I really want to get a Tesla because of the technology that's involved inside those cars. The only thing is, like where I live, there's no infrastructure for Tesla at all. Like the only place there is to charge around here is that kid's car wash across the river, and it's not even like a commercial. It's not even really. It's just his own charger, I think, like wall charger that he put over there to use. So I'd have to install one of the superchargers at my house, and the problem is, like, if you want to go anywhere, you're going to have to make it like a what, less than 300-mile round trip, 150 miles one way. I could probably go to Columbus, drive around a little bit and back, but there would be charging stations in Columbus. That's the only thing. Like, there might be a few in Huntington and Charleston. So, I mean, I think you might be all right. But driving around here, like, you're going to have to charge at home. Yeah, I know. Pony cars are affordable, especially Mustangs. Like, Mustangs and Camaros, really. Challengers have held their value better than the other two, depending on like what trim level you're looking at. Like if you're looking at like a ZL1 Camaro, they've kind of decently held their value. If you're looking at like a GT350 or a GT500, they've held their value really well. The GT350s from 15 to 2017, so 3-year span. They're, I guess they have really bad engine issues, and you can find them really cheap for that reason. But I don't know, you're taking a big risk buying one of those cars, as much issues as they've had. But yeah, you can get a pony car pretty cheap. But as far as like Challenger, I feel like Challengers have held their value the best. Especially the 2015 up ones. The 2014 downs, the ones without the interior change, like it was kind of like more like the old school, a lot more old school interior style. You can pick up an RT with, I don't know, let's say 120,000 miles on it right now for 10 grand, like standard or automatic, whichever one you want. You can pick one up, and it'll be a decent looking car. I mean, and it's got plenty of horsepower for, like, you're looking at 375 horsepower, like 400 foot-pounds of torque, standard or automatic. And, you can pick up a decent looking car for about 10 grand, if that's what you want. A Mustang, 2014 down. You could probably pick up a 2014 to 2011. That's 2011 to 2014 is the 5.0 years. If you get down to 2010, you can get one of those pretty cheap with the 4.6 still in it. But if you're looking at like 2011 to 2014, you could probably find one of those with a 5.0 in it for like 12, 13,000 if you look really hard. And then as far as the Camaros go, you can find those 9, 10 grand all day long still. There was a time where you couldn't find anything like that in the 10,000 range. They'd all be roughly, it was all running about 15,000 for the 120, 150,000 mile cars, the V8 cars that were like 1SSs with cloth interior, or the non-premium GTs, or the Challengers, like, I don't know, it just depends on the trim level. There's so many different trim levels on all of them. Whew, all right, I'm going to have to wrap this up because that ham is not agreeing with my stomach at all. And I know that's what it has to be. Whew. Man, it's cramping like crazy. All right, so thanks to my patrons. Thanks to all you folks that have hung out tonight. Huge thanks to you guys. Sorry for not hitting Saturday. I will try to hit next Saturday. And that's what I've got, a Challenger. I've got a 2017 TA. It's contusion blue. There's only 23 in that color. And it's a 6-speed. So it's good. I like it. It's a good looking car. It's bone stock and it stands out still. Oh. All right, well, I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Later.